supported by a midfield including new captain Gary McAllister of Leeds. Switzerland fielded a strong side including Adrian Nupp, scorer of 2 goals in their 3-1 victory over the Scots a year ago. Commentary comes from Jock Brown.
Tontin will have to play it again. That's McKimmie. Here's Booth. McKimmie towards McAllister. He did well playing the pass on the ground. It's whipped in there, and the first time effort by Gordon Jury was very close indeed. Good sharp play in the flank from Scotland. Scott Booth's cross, but this was an excellent move. That's another fine ball. There's Booth this time. Helped on by McAllister. This is Collins, and now Bowman. Well, assessing the options ahead, allowing Brady to make a very good tackle. Chapuis out on the counter-attack. And a great recovery tackle on Adrian Knoop by David Robertson. Well, his explosive pace, never better utilised in a Scotland jersey. Awkward for Gunn. Ham that on, not too convincingly. And the adventurous effort there from Georg Bregi. Didn't trouble Brian Gunn. A very awkward corner kick, though, for the Scotland goalkeeper. The movement coming from Nevin principally at the moment. Evans in the box. Well, that pass was attempted for Collins. That's a good ball towards McAllister. This is promising again. A good chip that by McAllister. Not quite long enough for Brian Irvine coming in from the far post area. It's a chance. I think he just tries to be too delicate here and allows the goalkeeper to come and take it, but all credit to the goalkeeper for doing that. Here was where his final pass let him down just a little bit. He hit the first defender, which is always a mistake, and here he tries that delicate little chip. But while there's been a lot to please from the Scottish point of view, I reckon the Swiss manager Roy Hodgson won't be at all unhappy just yet. Here's a chance on for McAllister. Great goalkeeping by Pascal. Pat Nevin very unlucky on the rebound. Well, let off without question for the Swiss. Superb play and attack by the Scots, with Jury pulling over to the left. It's a real bit of flair here because it's a delicate little ball that goes over the top. Jury puts a good ball into the middle, but doesn't Pat Nevin do well to push that back into the path of Gary McAllister, who strikes the ball well enough, and goalkeeper just lucky he's in the right position. We're in the closing stages now of what has been a very competitive and entertaining first half. Here's Adrian Knoop. Sparsa playing it in. Melbourne at full stretch. There's Chapuis out with a chance. Supporting Simon Knoop. Off the line from Irvine. Scotland torn apart in that move. Here's Tontin. The danger not over by any means. Handball there by O'Reilly, I think. Back now with Shooter. Here's Bregi. And a superb effort by Georgi Bregi. A frantic piece of very fine attacking by the Swiss. Really look dangerous for this period here. It's a real bit of skill from the Swiss side, and maybe just a little lack of concentration by our defenders. And Stuart McKimmie, I think, is taking on trying to play Chapuis out offside. Lucky enough for us, he stumbled. But what a good save on the line. That's what defenders are for. Another loading in that area. This is Pat Nevin and Collins. Back it goes to Nevin. Brilliant play by Nevin. And a vital touch away there by Rottenbuller from Jury. Irvine still up for the attack. Nevin. Bowman goes outside him. Making for the byline. There's a fine cross. And Jury just out of reach. There's another corner kick. And a fine start to the second half by the Scots. Very good defending inside the 6-yard box, it has to be said. Good run by David Bowman, a good ball into the middle. Gordon Jury's not all that far away from getting a connecting header. Right across there towards Irvin, who miscued the header. So that spell of attacking play ended. So that header from Irvin behind for the goal kick. Can Scotland cash in on the pressure? Good clearance there by Rottenböhler. It's on quickly by Levine. Helped on by Robertson for Collins. Collins has scored for Scotland! 5 minutes into the second half, as the goal which Scotland have threatened right from the start of the second half. John Collins does very well because he gets his ball, he sees the goalkeeper hesitating, sees there it is behind you. It's no more than we deserve after the start of the second half because we've really been positive and we've caused him all sorts of difficulties. A great ball that from David Robertson, no question of offside, and great awareness shown there by Collins, who scores his 4th international goal and his 15th appearance. There's Dave Bowman in the left back spot. David Robertson will be caught upfield. Rottenböhler again. This is Suter. He's very good with his left foot. 3 Swiss players offside. Kurup was offside, Sforza was offside, so was Chapuisat. This is a typical situation where we've got to concentrate, not lose our discipline. You look at it here, a little bit of skill. Gary McAllister sells himself just a little bit, but Suter knows where he is, isn't all that far away with that. Sforza helps it on, there's Chapuisat. Levine didn't get to him quickly enough. That's a great play there. And down goes Sforza. The tackle by Brian Gunn, it was inevitable. Really couldn't be much argument about that. Fine running by Sforza, got in behind Dave Bowman. Georgi Bregi will take this. Very experienced player, he's 35 years old. This could tie it up for Switzerland. Expertly taken. The Swiss have equalised with 20 minutes of the match remaining. The penalty kick from Georgi Bregi, his 10th international goal. And real joy among the Swiss players now. Well, it shows his composure here because it must be a very tense moment for him, and very calm, and gives the goalkeeper no chance whatsoever. Well, copybook penalty kick. Here's O'Donnell again. McAllister turning brilliantly. Looking there for Jess in the middle. Here's Ian Jess. And he was very well policed there in defence by Christian Orell. Jess is thoroughly frustrated. This was great defending. It's a fabulous pass from Gary McAllister, and unfortunately Ian Jess is just that little bit off balance, and good defending by Orell that gets back and puts him under pressure. Phil O'Donnell did well, but it's back with Suter. Good running again across the angle. And brilliant goalkeeping there by Gunn. Halting Chapuisat. And the final whistle goes. The Swiss bench is delirious with delight. They see this as good as a victory. They're overjoyed to get a point. But I think over the piece they'll consider themselves very fortunate indeed. The Scots have given one of their finest performances in recent times against a very good side, and Andy Roxburgh going on, I'm sure, to congratulate his players for their contribution to what has been a splendid match. And if Scotland are now out of the World Cup, they certainly have the bones of a very effective team on tonight's display.
Incidentally, Billy McNeill was in the commentary box there with Jock Brown. The Swiss are almost there, as you see, and Scotland, well, they still, I suppose, have a mathematical chance, but Alan, away to Italy next.
Yeah, the group was always going to be difficult for them. I think they're going through a bit of a rebuilding process at the moment. It seems to me that he's got a lack of quality players to pick from, and that's the top and bottom of it.
Thank you. Well, earlier today, the Republic of Ireland beat Lithuania 2-0 and are almost sure of the finals. In the same group, Northern Ireland were home to Latvia tonight. Billy Bingham fielded 3 strikers, Jimmy Quinn, Ian Dowie, and Sunderland's Philip Gray, in a side looking for a 3rd straight win in the group. Brief highlights now with Jackie Fullerton.
Worthington, chance to deliver. He does. Dowie couldn't get in here. Quinn. Oh, it's corner kick given. It took a deflection. Jimmy Quinn looking for his first international goal in 3.5 years. Wilson, Fleming, the low cross, it could cause a few problems. My goodness, that was off the sweeper. Gently a pop, dropped onto the roof of the net. Hughes to take it. Oh, it's 1-0! And it's Jimmy Quinn. The 34th minute. A 7th international goal for Jimmy Quinn. And his first in this World Cup campaign. Good header, straight into the corner. Worthington's throw, Hughes. Likes to hold it. Skillful player, that's delightful stuff. Worthington. Oh, it's a great header! It's Quinn again! Tremendously strong header from Jimmy Quinn. In fact, it's been disallowed. There's the precocious skills of Hughes. Worthington's cross. The header there. What was the free kick given for? Popkov. Here's Ivanov. But Roland has it. And O'Donoghue, of all people, breaking out for Northern Ireland. Looks up, waits for support. Fleming goes on the overlap. Oh, nice touch from Fleming. Oh, that's a good ball. Gray! Oh, tremendous finish! First international goal, and he's got it here at Windsor Park. 9 minutes left. 2-0, thumbs up from Philip Gray. Once again, Fleming did well in the build-up. And how's that for a finish? Left-footed, keeper, no chance.
Just to tidy up the other results in that group, Albania 0, Denmark 1, and the Republic of Ireland 2, Lithuania 0. So the Republic stayed top thanks to goals from John Aldridge and Alan Kernahan, just a point ahead of the Danes. And victory at home against Spain next month will guarantee the Republic's place in those finals for the second time running. Group 5, Hungary 1, Russia 3, and Iceland 1, Luxembourg 0. Russia and Greece have already qualified from this group. And Group 6, Finland 0, France 2, Laurent Blanc and Jean-Pierre Papin with a penalty scored the French goals, and Bulgaria 1, Sweden 1. That victory moves France to the top of the group above Sweden, and a win for the French over Israel next month will put them in the finals, and Sweden are favourites to join them. Well, Ray Stubbs will now update us on who else is heading towards next year's World Cup bonanza in the USA.
World Cup, the world's greatest and most popular sporting event, inflaming more passion in more hearts than any other game.
The American organisers of World Cup '94 expect to sell 3.5 million tickets for next year's finals, but getting a spectator's ticket will be easy in comparison to gaining the necessary entry visa to play in the finals. It will be a typical American extravaganza. No such worries of qualification for the American national side, though. They qualify automatically, and on recent results can't be underestimated. No qualification worries for Germany either. The holders are the most successful country in the history of the competition. The question is whether the Teutonic conveyor belt will produce yet another side capable of winning the trophy. Bertie Vogts is in charge of quality control and says Germany expect to be as strong as ever. European Group 5 is already sorted out. The Soviet Union had a good record in the World Cup. Russia have already booked their place, and Manchester United's Andrei Kanchelskis has played a leading role in their qualification. And it was in Moscow that Greece secured their first ever appearance in the World Cup finals. And on that night, it wasn't only the plates that got smashed. The emergence of the African nations in the World Cup continues. The performance of Cameroon was the refreshing and inspiring success of Italia 90. And although they're favourites to take one of the 3 places set aside for the African continent, as yet, there's no guarantee the Cameroon players will be asking the American corner flags to dance next year. Zimbabwe, with Liverpool's Bruce Grobbelaar in goal, have other ideas. And also on the Zimbabwe side, Coventry's Peter Unlove, who's vital to their success. Zimbabwe have to beat Guinea and Harare at the end of the month to stand a realistic chance of qualifying. The World Cup can only benefit from the exuberance the African countries supply, and much of their raw talent is still untapped. Without doubt, and with due respect to their opponents, Morocco and Senegal, the entire football world will cheer if Zambia qualify for the finals. From the ashes of the tragedy that was the death of virtually their entire squad in a plane crash, has risen a new team and a will of the Zambian people that the impossible will be achieved and they will still qualify. It's felt that would be the best possible memorial to the team they lost. Victory over Senegal has put them in a position from which that can be achieved. Former Chelsea manager Ian Porterfield is coaching the team, and a big game for Zambia is on October the 10th when they play in Morocco. The Ivory Coast only have 3,500 registered footballers, but their best 11 play in green and are only a point away from securing a place in the finals. Located on the west coast of Africa, Ivory Coast are the new African champions after beating Ghana in a penalty shootout that finished 11-10. They'll celebrate again if they can get a draw in Nigeria at the end of the month. The Asian qualifying group is down to 6 and includes Japan, the country putting their heart, soul and billions of yen into hosting the finals of 2002. The Japanese are taking to football in a big way, but after playing well in their early qualifying games, have to finish in the top 2 of a round-robin tournament that also includes North Korea, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Iran and Iraq. A few interesting local derbies there, shin guards needed. Diego Maradona was crying for Argentina after their defeat in the final of Italia 90. And for the country that's played in 3 of the last 4 finals, there hasn't been much to smile about during the qualification period. Last Sunday, they were on the end of a 5-0 defeat at home to Colombia. Argentinian pride more than dented. Colombia were ecstatic. They've now qualified for the finals for the first time. And an interested spectator in the crowd, one Diego Maradona. Argentina now have to beat Australia over 2 legs. But the Aussies themselves had to survive a penalty shootout with Canada to keep their hopes alive. Mexico waved goodbye to Italia 90, banned by FIFA for playing ineligible players in a youth tournament. They've already qualified for World Cup 94, a veteran striker going well for them. And Mexico will also be responsible for the most outrageous goalkeeper's kit in the history of the competition. Of course, the World Cup finals wouldn't be complete without the Brazilian fans, but for a long time it looked like Brazil wouldn't make it. The only country to have played in all World Cup finals have played really badly during the qualification period. But just at the right time, it looked as though Brazil has got its act together. A 6-0 win, a 4-0 win, still 3 in contention, but only 2 from Brazil, Bolivia and Uruguay will go through. The Brazilian samba may still be seen and heard, but in every qualifying group, it's getting down to the wire.
World Cup, the most sought-after athletic trophy, the greatest sports spectacle. Generation after generation, billions of spirited fans cheer the best athletes in the world, grabbing for the golden prize. World Cup USA 1994, the biggest soccer festival of all time. The first time ever in the United States, the finest 24 teams in the world will converge on America for their moment of glory. World Cup USA 1994. It's soccer at its highest level.
You can tell they're getting a feel for the game. Now, Norwich City against Vitesse Arnhem is in Sportsnight next Wednesday. UEFA Cup football for you. And some athletics news now, just before we close. A world record today. In Beijing, China's 20-year-old Wang Zhongxia became the first woman to run under 30 minutes for 10,000 meters. The world champion beat her personal best by over a minute, and Ingrid Christiansen's 7-year-old record by 42 seconds, 29 minutes, 31.78. She's the world champion, of course. And on Sunday, a new world mile record from another world champion, Algeria's Noureddine Morsali. He beat Steve Cram's mark set way back in 1985 by almost 2 seconds. More great athletics for you on BBC this Friday, the final Grand Prix of the season. All our world champions from Stuttgart will be taking part. Well, Graham Taylor, of course, got plenty of criticism about his selection for England's match tonight. Should he have picked Gascoigne? Should he have picked Ferdinand? Should he have picked Pearce? Tonight, we got the answer. Good night.
And here's Ferdinand. Go! Up well by Ferdinand. Gascoigne! Yes! Little touch. Pearce! Oh, yes!
And you can catch